happened like a month ago when we last played?
I can try.
All right.
Alright, so we brought our friends, our business companions to Dantooine. There we met an old Jedi from the war, one of the generals, whose name I'm just completely blanking out on. General Bel Iblis, I believe? Or was it Ram Kota?
Both were there, technically.
Yeah.
Koda was the Jedi.
Okay.
Iblis is just the general guy.
Yeah, so then at that point, me, Flux, and Red followed him as he had a little job for us, mostly exploring the Jedi Temple. We went down there, party split, of course, and ended up killing a bunch of creatures. Came across I forget what that creature was called, but it was like a really dangerous thing that even Jedi have trouble killing.
That was a Gundark.
A Gundark. We managed to kill it, and afterwards, after getting what he wanted, we ended up heading back out. I believe that's what happened.
Yep. You also, while you were all doing that, Gil was off by himself back at base. He was not part of the whole fighting. And he found you guys some potential work.
Alrighty.
And that, plus working out the details of what modifications you want to try and get for your ship as part of your job here. And the details of the jobs are basically where you left off.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
what was that?
Leave, I think.
Yeah, memory serves, was retrieving Kolto from Manon and delivering weapons to Ord Mantell, I believe.
Well, you're picking up for both.
Picked up. Okay.
Yeah, you're going to Manon.
We had to negotiate the Koto. The weapons are just waiting for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you were told basically the waterproofing that you wanted could be done when you get to Manon. And any sort of weapon upgrades you want to get can be done over at Ord Mantell through the same contacts that are getting the weapons for you.
Yeah.
Seems like we'll be trying to Ord Mantell first, I
Yeah.
guess.
If I recall, it was, I think, 10% of the weapons cost is how much you're getting paid to deliver them. And I believe the Kolto, I think, was part of up to negotiation based on what you decide with the Selkath. So you kind of get to cut your own rate with them, plus how much the rebellion will have to pay.
Yep. All right. Wait. Before we go, Mirani is going to try and locate General Koda.
Okay.
General Koda, I understand that you served as you're a Jedi in the war. Do you at all recognize the name of my brother? His name was Masan. He was a part of the Order.
Let me get some dice here.
Can I point out it's a really cool Ram Koda picture? The way the grid looks up, it looks like his eyes are just pure black.
Yeah.
It does.
I also want to point out, in the actual picture without the grid, it's very hard to tell if they're not anyway.
Yeah, like either they were removed or something.
Yeah. I'm not sure in what context that picture's from, because it looks like an actual person. That's either a really nice, high-end graphic screenshot from Force Unleashed 2, or somewhere there was a live-action project with Koda.
He might have been a cameo in one of the Star Wars prequel films.
Maybe. But yeah, Koda kind of looks at you a moment, and he simply says, I wouldn't go asking too many questions about them. They're gone.
I see. Well, if by chance you at all happen to hear from him, let him know that I'm still looking for him.
Yeah, it doesn't really say anything to that. Just kind of nods and goes back to what he was doing when you found him.
Okay. And I head back to the ship.
Okay, back to the ship. Anyone else have any last minute business they want to take care of here on Dantooine?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Brings us to the ship. I am.
Our speeder's gone. Got stolen.
Did they just bogart our speeder?
And with your new fancy hyperdrive, we'll take you. Well, I haven't had anywhere with the speeder yet. Yeah, with your new fancy hyperdrive, it'll take you. Looks like 8 days to get to Manan.
Excellent.
Okay.
Some pretty well established hyperspace routes, so you're not going to be any more looking for shortcuts between routes and taking extra long time. Anything anyone want to do? About the week and change you'll be on the ship.
I
Nope.
got a shiny new holocron I want to try and figure out what's going on with.
When I can, I want to see what happens when Bly's like basically metaphorically poking the bear with that holocron.
Yeah, give me a minute. I forgot to pull up the tab for that. And there's the Savage Edition wiki. Using holocron. Double checking real quick how you turn these things on in Sagas. Okay, all right, that's a lot more fun than I could have hoped. All right, how do you want to try and get the holocron working?
Sorry, what?
What do you want to try and do to get the holocron to work?
Meditate with it and then reach out with the force.
Okay, well, we'll use the force. And there it is. Cool.
34.
You can definitely sense that something's that the holocron is active. It's working. But currently, for whatever reason, the holocron's guardian does not seem to be responding to you.
Okay.
Insight. It's not insight. Why do I keep forgetting what the skills are? I should have.
Perception for insight in this game.
Yeah, perception. Open the page. Where's Sagas? Skills.
18.
Always have this open from now on. You get the feeling that's making the content that you're certainly aware that you've reached out with enough of the force to tell that yes, the guardian of the holocron knows you're trying to turn it on. Based on your role, you can only come to the conclusion that it either can't or won't activate, either because of a conscious decision or some sort of a flaw with the holocron.
Does it look like there's any piece that's like movable, but it's like not in place where it should be?
Give me just a straight bell, just check for that.
Probably not. 21.
You can tell that the holocron looks like when activated, it will probably reconfigure itself into a sort of active configuration, but you see no way to externally manipulate it.
Oh, so I don't find like there's not a piece that looks jagged that needs to be snapped back in place or anything like that.
Yeah, so from here, as you can tell, it appears intact. It does not appear like it has any sort of like a puzzle characteristic to it either. For whatever, all you can tell is either something's wrong with the Guardian and it can't turn on, or nothing's wrong with the Guardian and it simply won't.
Fair enough.
Hey, Bly, how goes that holocron?
I am also going to have to duck out for a couple minutes because my laundry just finished. So I'll be back in.
Okay. I'll wait to answer here until Civic gets back.
Okay.
You just gotta twist and turn it. Either you get a Jedi Master or a Cenobite. Either way, it's gonna be interesting.
So, like, how does it's like a lore question? Like, how exactly do they open? Like, is there like a button you press? You gotta like push the force through it. Like,
I
just
have no
touching it,
idea.
open it.
This is where I have no information.
You infuse it with the force, and then it opens up. I literally just dealt with a holocron earlier today in Fallen Order.
Okay.
How is that?
I'm having fun.
We also got a giant lightsaber. You can easily cut that open.
Yeah, that's
Something
probably a
tells me that's probably
bad
not a good
idea. Yeah. Probably a bad idea there.
We'll wander it over. Interested in seeing what he's doing with this. Actually, Gil's gonna find out what these fuckers are still doing on our ship.
I think Civic just forgot to get them off the ship. Yo, where the fuck did our speeder go? Yeah, you know our speeder's gone, right?
We still have it. It's just covered. I put a tarp over it.
Yeah.
Actually, we need to bring up this Sovic that we were supposed to get some upgrades from that man. That was gonna be our target.
That's what's going on with these jobs is
No,
is
he promised payment to bring this man to the place.
yeah, we got like 500. You would have got us some credits. I forget how much at the end of the last session.
Oh, excuse me.
We're getting like combat thrusters and stuff.
Oh yeah, we need those.
Oh, that's right. No, I think we were supposed to get that before we left the planet. The combat thrusters were supposed to be gotten on the planet, and then we were going to leave.
Combat thrusters and the disguised transponder on the planet.
Yeah, on the planet. Then we were
Oh,
going
boy.
to leave and get the amphibious seals and probably a med bay. I think we were pushing on the first stop. What?
Probably med suite and then weapon like battle stuff on Nord Mantel.
Yeah, battle stuff on Ormantel. So we should have the combat thrusters and the despised transponder before we leave.
We'll just remind Sovic that we're supposed to have that before we leave the planet.
Just probably something we should have mentioned earlier. Again, we're all a little rusty. Been a bit. I didn't know this. Apparently, if a Sith and a Jedi holocron were ever opened together by a light side and a dark side wielder, they would fuse and be able to answer any question.
Yeah, that was a thing from Rebels.
So a dark side user opens light side holocron, light side user opens dark side holocron at the same time in the same room, probably next to each other, and then they fuse. Got it.
They fuse to become Omnicron. Wait, that was his name, right?
Galactic Civil War, most knowledge of such a thing was lost. Was mainly lost. Like everything. Mainly lost.
Omnicron was a Transformers thing, right?
Unicron?
Oh, it was Unicron. That was Omnicron for some reason.
No, Unicron, the one who wants to destroy everything, and then Primus, which is the other half of the equation.
Yeah, they're both like the size of a planet, I think, right?
Moon, planet, yeah. Here. What did you just send me? What's that? Flux?
I almost spilled water on my keyboard when I came back.
That's not good.
Yeah, I decided to take the glass of water I grabbed on my way back to tip a little bit of it into the little mini air conditioner thing I got, which is more or less just an actual swamp cooler. So it's got more water in it to evaporate. And yeah, I decided to do that thing that water sometimes do when you pour it from a glass. It was like, I'm just going to travel along the glass, lol.
Oh, God, I hate that.
I hate it when that happens.
And so, yeah, it almost spilled on my phone on the little discharger next to it, and it almost dripped on the keyboard tray.
Oh.
I was like, oh, no, let me move things. All right. I don't want water, it's fine. All right.
We remembered some things, so we're gonna have to back up a bit.
I thought, okay. You might have gotten something I couldn't remember what it was.
We were supposed to get the maneuvering thrusters and disguise transponder on the planet before we left.
Ah, yes, you were. All right. Me.
That's why we needed to have the names ready, because we were going to have that before we leave.
Right. That's all right. I forgot one more thing you could have tried to do with the holocron anyway. So yeah, we'll just quickly let me
rewind a little bit.
These 6 over here onto this plate that become my dice tray. So yeah, it would take 5 days to get the thruster set up, and during that first day, they'd already get the transponder set up for you, with how much manpower they could spare. If Red wanted to help, you could shorten that down to about 3 days.
What do I roll for it?
Just the basic mechanics.
Funny, I already rolled mechanics. I'll re-roll. Damn.
That's enough. Not a hard check. Just the DC 15. All right. So you help out with that. So it just takes 3 days for you to get your transponder set up and get your maneuvering thruster set up. And I assume there's still nothing else everyone wanted to do on Dantooine, so we'll just skip over those 3 days if everyone wants to.
Other thing with the holocron.
Yeah, hang on a second. I just realized I forgot to actually name tab for your ship. There we go. I should be able to hopefully see it better. I have too many of these tabs just left untitled. You could make a galactic lore check, since that covers force things, to see if you might understand why it's not responding.
Bit better than perception, but my galactic lore checks have been normally low.
Yeah. The perception is more because you wanted to see if something was physically movable on it. Galactic lore is more about, do you know of any cases where this is a thing? Which with a 20 in your Jedi training, you do know that certain holograms, usually older holocrons, or especially those that have more sentient guardians than just simple information dispensers, and those made to hold specific secrets not meant to be heard outside the order, are capable of essentially choosing if they turn on or off, and will only turn on if they feel that whoever's trying to access them is essentially worthy of the information or not a threat.
Okay.
So, essentially, you're going to have to figure out a way to prove to this holocron that it wants to talk to you. It is essentially watching and judging you, deciding whether or not you're worthy of learning its secrets.
Eh.
As is going.
One of the more common things is it will only speak to a fully fledged demonstrated master. It will only speak to somebody on the council, or it may only speak to somebody who shows some certain traits or abilities.
Fair enough.
Without knowing more about the specific holocron, you don't know what exactly this guardian is looking for before it will decide whether or not it wants divulge its secrets to you.
Fair enough.
Also, let's go ahead. Hang on, let me go back to select mode, so I can remove our non-existent passengers.
Yep. As he's like walking away, I'm just gonna poke the holocron, like see if any lights turn on or anything. Assuming there weren't any, assuming it wasn't lit up already.
I mean, holocrons already kind of glow just ambiently.
Okay, poking to see if it glows brighter.
It does not. Just continues to have its same sort of soft blue inner glow.
We probably got a torch in the engineering. You can get that thing open real quick.
Probably not a good idea.
Like, do these things explode?
Red, where did the other droid go?
I don't know. Where did you put the other droid?
We have him inside room 8.
Okay. To say, he should have been up at the other one, but it's like, oh, wait, no, he was up passenger guard duty.
Yeah,
He's blending in with the floor.
Because I don't have the ability of moving them.
One's there and one's there.
I mean, but they're usually glorified set pieces anyway, so that's kind of why I haven't given you the option to move them yet. Do we still do that one guarding the quarters then? Because you don't have passengers anymore, or do you want to keep that?
No.
Put him in the cargo hold. Fuck it.
He's a heavy lifter.
How big is the holocron?
Holocrons are usually
a little bit bigger than a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, they're usually big enough to fit in the palm of your hand without being able to close it. Trying to see if it says on the wiki.
Just trying to figure out if we have a new paperweight or like a footrest in the lounge.
It's a paperweight. It's about the size of a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, small handheld device. So yeah, some of the larger Rubik's Cubes. So like, yeah, it fits in your palm, but you can't like completely close your hand around it.
What shape is it? Is this one a square? Is this one a rectangle?
Yeah, this one's a cube that seems to also have like inner angles, like inside of the cube.
Okay.
Almost like a hypercube.
Fair enough.
It's a sad thing. The only reason I know what.
In fact, when you were meditating on the Force, you actually did get the feeling that it existed in more than 3 dimensions.
Ah, that's interesting.
So yeah, to you it seems like a cube, but you sense deeper angles beyond 3-dimensional space.
And I'm gonna guess that like a very cursory examination would show that there's like no buttons or anything on a hologram.
No,
Did that?
it's essentially just a square with a series of sort of intricate lines and curves on it, forming different geometric shapes and circular shapes.
Okay. We got ourselves a nice
No.
paperweight.
Keep it on, man. See what happens.
Okay.
Right. So I'm gonna go to the gunners. That's where I normally sit.
You gonna start sleeping in the gunner's chair now?
Honestly, I don't sleep, so I'm honestly thinking of just like
Just
always-
chilling in the gunner's pod all the time.
yeah, just chilling in the gunner's pod. Somebody's like, shit, somebody's on us. I'm just like, okay, grab the controls and fucking shit.
You just up there listening to all along the watchtower, smoking a cigarette,
Yeah.
having flashbacks to the war.
Yep.
So whenever someone comes up to ask you a question, it mysteriously changes to the doors.
Think every once in a while thinking, maybe I should get a sofa in here or something.
This chair needs lumbar support. Maybe I got a cushion. Just get a pillow for behind my back. If not as anything else, then just 8 days of travel go by and you find yourselves at Manon.
Anything happen on the way?
No. It's well-established route, so there's no danger of any sort of hyperspace mishaps.
We're also
Oh yeah, I remember how.
again,
it
we are a clean ship.
You're clean, fresh off the assembly line ship, but just a little bit of custom work done. Which is not that unusual for a ship of your type, so no one can prove what you've had done, just that it's a new ship, but you've had some work done on it, make it
the
fit
only
your needs.
modification that we have that's even questionable yet is the desponder, and I don't think you could tell it has a desponder unless you like go in and
Check the systems, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like from the outside and from all scans, I guess we would be we're okay.
Anything short of a full physical inspection would have even the slightest chance of revealing that you're operating under a false identity.
I don't even think that we have a smuggler's cargo yet.
No, we don't.
You don't. That was actually one of the things you were going to get either here or on Ordmento.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. We're gonna get that here.
I would definitely suggest getting that here because Colto is an illegal substance outside of Imperial transport routes. Palpatine kind of put that under Imperial lock and key.
Yeah, with him nationalizing it.
Well, no, it was more that even though it was inferior to Bacta, Palpatine knows that it is a substitute for Bacta that, due to its lack of provenance, is a lot cheaper to acquire. So by having it fully under Imperial control, it prevents things like the Rebellion from getting their hands on it, supposedly.
Supposedly. But,
Yeah. And allegedly. But you arrive on Manon, a world that is 90% water, save for some islands dotting its surface, lovely tropical islands. There's one Imperial Star Destroyer in orbit, just kind of on patrol. And a lot of space traffic. Can I get a galactic lore check for anyone who wants to see if they know anything about this planet?
Sure. By the way, did anyone ever go through your notes and find out what we agreed the second name should be?
I don't recall us agreeing on the second name, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think we agreed on it.
Did something like Messenger.
Yeah, I thought it was Galactic Messengers.
Yeah, Galactic Messenger sounds good.
I wanted it to be Space Potato in binary.
Hey, wait, no, you all rolled over 15. You all know that this planet, after being, everyone except for R2 apparently,
R2's too focused on his binary virus name that he was trying to get to work, but failing, so he rolled a 1.
R2 does no use for the knowledge I'm about to drop on you all. This planet, after being taken under Imperial control, has been repurposed for the Empire as the premier destination resort of the inner rim worlds and such. Anyone who's anyone, you go on vacation, you come them on. Luxury hotels, drinks,
I'm sure the Selkath will
good company, and all that. The native Selkath are, according to the Imperial propaganda and all that, more than happy to serve their Imperial human overlords.
Sounds legit.
You also know that the only surface city is Otto City, per Imperial decree, and that all Selkath, in their willingness and determination to show their love of the Empire, have all supposedly emigrated to the surface and now live off the sides of Otto City in a series of wooden shacks and huts that make up a bit of a shanty town around the city you can see here. I could actually find any pictures of it.
There is no fucking way an entire planet's population of the natives lives here. In other words, the Empire's lying their ass off and somewhere in, like, the water and cities and shit.
Those cities actually pretty massive.
Oh, okay.
This one city is the size of an entire island. It is literally a floating island, surrounded with all of its various smaller islands, connected by various wooden bridges and things. All very primitive. The Selkath, as those of you who rolled over 20 know, kind of fell out of galactic prominence for a while and sort of reverted to a tribal state over the last few thousand years, until they were found and quote-unquote uplifted by the Empire, hence their willingness to to serve, supposedly. So the Empire brought civilization back to them. Or so the Empire claims. So yeah, they're all living in like fucking tribal huts on this massive like floating shanty network just outside of view of the main city from that picture. Where they all that's where they all live, then they come into the city for work on a series of transports that are overseen by the Empire.
And we were given a contact, but the negotiations were down to us. Right?
Correct. You were given a contact on the planet. As part of being given sort of this assignment, you're also given all the sort of appropriate paperwork and everything to pass yourselves off as sort of well-to-do merchants who have saved up enough money to afford yourselves a vacation here on Manan.
So, as we land, I'm gonna go to the others, and all right. I am remiss to do this, but we are deep, it feels like, in the Empire's hands. Do you want me to leave my sabers on the ship?
Do you have like a backpack or something you can put them in?
They are hidden underneath my robes behind my back, as they always are, but feel like maybe on this close in, even that is not enough.
Also, speaking of robes, I think maybe you should get some different clothing. Something that doesn't seem like robe in Jedi, like... Basically, we should probably see if we can get you, like, the equivalency of, like, jeans and a t-shirt. You know, casual clothing.
Feel like, actually, I know this because I looked it up. Robes are actually some of the most common clothing in all of fucking Star Wars.
Yeah, most people wear them.
Okay.
Yeah.
The poor or the rich. Like, robes are very big, which is actually why the Jedi specifically chose to wear them. Essentially, they looked at the trends, the most common trend of the galaxy. It was like, that's what we wear.
Robes, because essentially anybody can wear a robe, it became the go-to.
And because every planet's basically one giant singular ecosystem planet, and they vary wildly from super hot to super cold. And robes kind of work no matter what environment you're in, because they're either breathable enough to not be too hot, or be layered enough to trap in heat. So a lot of people tend to wear them because it's just no matter what planet you go to, they're pretty much the best wear you can have.
Or you can wear that. I just posted it in the
I mean, yeah, if you're a tool.
Um,
If you're a whiny not Jedi.
we can look and see if we can get.
Also, for those who have not heard the beautiful serenade of the Selkath, here's a quick primer on what they sound like when they talk.
Oh God, you want me to turn on music now again?
No, I put it in the
Oh God.
the tabletop chat for those brave enough to hear the sultry tones of the Selkath.
God, that's horrid.
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
There is literally a human being with a helmet going, "Oh God, make it stop!"
Yeah. I also love about 20 seconds in, it starts to distort and slow down. It's just when it starts, it looks like the thumbnail.
I just had a thought.
Yeah.
Our contact.
Since you never had to deal with it, Neotag, there's an entire planet where that's pretty much every conversation.
Jen, we can look at getting better robes. I've had these for a long time.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't
even
strike Jedi
here, yeah, these are more survival robes than anything. We should probably get some that look nicer if we're going to be trying to stay under the radar. But other than that,
if you
When did
need.
you have to wash them?
yes, I washed them.
Are you sure?
Had them for years though.
I'm gonna give them a sniff. Does he smell?
Well, since I'm the one that gets to tell you, no, they don't. Fuck you.
Where have you been watching them? That was the question.
Whenever I get the chance, and we just left the planet, so
I don't actually know what the legit. Yeah, I don't know what the logistics of ship laundries are in the Star Wars universe. This is a hole in the lore. Right up there. Where do they poop?
I think it's something like they use sonic technology to clean things.
Yeah, I'm just gonna assume you can just clean your clothes in the sonic shower.
Yep.
Just vibrate those dirt molecules right out of the thread.
Apparently, there's specific laundry droids.
Laundry droid? You clean them yourself? Presumably.
Or walking washing machine.
Neotag's like me. He's one of those poor people. Sometimes he just has to wash his laundry in the tub.
Oh,
the
also
Jedi way.
apparently, some ships have entire laundry rooms.
I imagine the really big ships.
Yeah. Well, larger ships do. Yeah, for your ship, I'm
the
just going to assume. I'm going to assume that since presumably you have some way of cooking things on this ship, like on a very basic level, that you probably have some way of cleaning clothes at least on a very basic level.
Yeah.
Washing machine is in the garage or something.
Yeah. Like I said, even if it's something as simple as like you just have like a wash basin somewhere you can just hand wash things and just hang up to dry in the car, okay?
Here.
Like, some days you just have to sit around the ship while everyone's just kind of half naked while your clothes are drying, sitting in your skivvies. Good bonding exercise for the crew.
I just had a thought. Our contact. Is it a Selkath?
You actually would be surprised to learn that it seems to be an Imperial. There's an Imperial lieutenant who's part of the garrison here, who you are to contact regarding this.
Okay.
Lieutenant's name?
And the rebels, they've had this guy. He is on the up and up.
He's Lieutenant Santo.
And the rebels had vetted this guy, right?
You would assume so?
Yeah.
Santo?
Yep.
So, again, I ask, do you want me to leave the sabers in the ship?
I have a bag that I could probably hide that in.
I think that would be a good idea to leave them behind.
Sorry, what were you saying, Flux?
Keep them hidden.
Right.
Don't get frisked.
Do we, from our roles, do we know how common it is to have weapons on this planet, like in the city?
Generally speaking, most people don't walk around armed. It's not necessarily against the law, but it is something that is not common. So you would stick out a little bit if you're openly carrying your weapons.
Well, in that case, I might as well be carrying a stun club. I imagine that thing's probably telescopic, probably. You know, you usually put in the pocket.
I'll leave the sabers behind,
I'm-
but I'm taking the grenades and the gun with me, but trying to hide them on my back like they normally are.
If I wanted to hide my blaster
Right.
rifle,
What?
Gil's gonna stop you there for a second.
What?
Look, if you're getting frisked, having the lightsaber or grenades is probably gonna be a bad idea. If you're taking one, take the other.
Okay, fine. I'll take them both.
oh, you are taking them both?
I guess.
Okay.
Gil's got a point.
Yeah. If you get stopped and searched with caught with either, you're in trouble either way.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I was just worried because one points to being a Jedi, one doesn't.
1 points to being a pyromaniac.
Yeah, one supposed to be bringing grenades to Hawaii.
Yeah, or like pre-World War II Philippines or something. Like you're going to space Tahiti and you're like, I'm gonna bring some grenades.
Why are you carrying the C4 into the Sandals Resort?
Yeah. I'm sorry, this is against the law here at Fiji.
Oh, don't you lie. It's probably not against the law in Fiji.
That's all right, fair.
He's just gonna like stow his blaster away and not.
Look, Fiji's constantly like 3 feet below sea level at all times anyway, so it's technically maritime law there anyway.
Oh, if I see the others stow their weapons, I'll stow my weapons.
Okay. You all land, all of your arranged paperwork and everything clears. You dock. Your papers currently have you set for a maximum visit of 2 weeks. You can, of course, make an excuse to leave earlier if your business doesn't take that long. And you have landed on Manan.
So what exactly do we see as we get off out of like the spaceport?
Just outside of the spaceport, the city is very clean, crisp, much like the images you see here. It's a lot of very stark white architecture. There's lots of big, open, sweeping, curved walk spaces that kind of go around various like pools of ocean water or fountains and whatnot. The city seems to try to blend the natural beauty of the ocean with the architecture. Predominantly, almost entirely humans walking around, with a good number of Selkath walking around in very basic clothing, all seemingly moving hurriedly like they're on some sort of a task or following specific individuals, especially those who look very well dressed or like they have some sort of official position here, like people in uniform and things.
Speaking of a uniform, like, how many like Imperial officers are we seeing? Or is it just mostly like stormtroopers, or just more civil?
You don't actually see any stormtroopers. You see more of the Imperial Army, actually. So you see a lot of the Green Imperial Army uniforms kind of standing around with their big sort of bucket helmets. A few of their officers hanging around here and there. Very little actual stormtroopers. I think you only really see like one group of stormtroopers kind of walking around, just like 3 of them, with an officer dressed in black. It seems like most of the security here is just handled by the regular Imperial Army and Imperial Security Forces.
Let's look that up, see what they look like. Okay, so that's what they look like. Okay.
Yeah. The guys that were in the ATSTs and the Battle of Endor, Imperial Army.
Alright, now I have a picture.
Yeah. It's one of the movies don't draw them much, because apparently they're actually the bigger military force of the Empire than the Stormtroopers.
So the Stormtroopers are like special forces?
Essentially, yeah. The Stormtroopers are essentially the spearhead Marines that take the initial beachhead on planets for the Imperial Army to land on, or they're sent to deal with specific high priority situations.
think they get more attention because of the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're also a big part of the machine since they are sort of the elite best, the best of the Imperial military. Think Space Marines to Imperial Guard.
Okay.
Yeah, the Space Marines get all the attention, but there's definitely a lot more Imperial Guard there.
Gil mutters to Bly and Jin, keep your heads down. We're back in Imperial space.
I nod back.
So I think the first thing we should do is go get those robes, blend in better, and then get to our contact.
Sure. Gil's gonna go find. Let's go find a clothing shop.
Just out of curiosity, is it like a directory or something? Like we just got out of the spaceport, so like something like saying like these are like
There's a number of like information kiosks and sort of like information droids walking around, giving sort of tourist information to anyone who asks.
Yeah. They got the internets here.
Yeah.
right. I ask like where we're gonna be. Wait, do we actually know where we're supposed to go, or?
Yeah, your paperwork has you set up at a specific hotel here on Manon. It's not far from the spaceport.
Okay, so basically, I just ask what's the best way to get to this address.
Do you want to ask one of the droids, or are you looking at one of the kiosks?
One of the kiosks.
All right. You go to the kiosk and you key in that you're looking for directions to the hotel. It brings up a map of this area of the city and kind of shows you a highlighted route that kind of like goes along the road and then fades out, then kind of repeats for over and over again.
So like.
Yeah, it's doing the thing where there's like a line starting where you are, and it's moving along the streets to where you're going, and then it kind of like blips where it gets there. Then it, like as it's going, it's disappearing behind itself, and then it just keeps repeating in like a loop.
Okay, all right.
A trailing marker.
Yeah,
right,
it's doing like a trailing marker thing.
All right, okay, I get it now. All right, I point out the direction to our hotel and suggest we probably just get going.
Wait, did we get a hotel organized for us?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
We need some kind of pretense for being here.
Yeah, there's basically all of the specifics of you getting to Manon were prearranged as part of the negotiations that they needed someone to go do, essentially. They had all the contacts lined up. They had all the pretense for being here, where people would be staying and all that. They just needed someone to actually go and do the actual negotiations.
So we go get. First things first, we're gonna go get some essentially better clothes, head to the hotel, and then work out when we want to go meet up with the contact, right?
Yep.
Sounds good.
Right. The papers we have, does it list a time at which we're supposed to meet up, or is it just more of like, this is how you contact him?
It specifically states how to contact him, since they weren't sure when they'd be able to get someone there. It mentions that there's a secure frequency that he'll respond to if you try to contact him through one of the terminals on Manon itself, essentially.
Do that after.
Yeah.
After we're set up, not yet.
Yeah, like first, like get ourselves like a bit of a lay, set things up, that get settled in our rooms first.
Oh
yeah.
Is there a computer interface in one of our rooms?
Don't know yet.
Yeah, you haven't gotten to the hotel yet.
Oh, okay.
You've just been talking about going to the hotel. You haven't actually said you've gone to the hotel.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go
Let's
to
the hotel
a little bit. No, we're. Oh God, it's like we're having multiple different conversations. Plan is, go shopping, get something to make us look like we should be here. Then we're going to a hotel.
Okay.
Then we're setting everything up. But it's weird. It's like half of us aren't hearing the other half. Is that what's going on? Is Discord really fucked up?
Probably a bit of column A, column B.
Okay.
So, just getting some casual clothing that would fit in with the type of people we see here around. How much would you say that would be worth?
It'd be about 10 credits for sort of a decent set, but you could pay up to like 50 credits if you wanted to get like a really nice set of expensive looking clothing.
Set around the middle of the line of like maybe 30 or 40.
Okay.
40. I'll go 40.
Okay. So you get yourself sort of a really nice. You know, I'm not rich, but I splurged one day on sort of my nice fancy vacation clothes fit.
Okay, so kind of like an Armani type suit.
Not quite that high end.
All right, so somewhere between Men's Warehouse and Armani.
Somewhere between there, yeah.
Okay.
I'll go for the full 50 since it's
Okay. Dio, on the other hand, has sprung for the full Armani. Gary went for like the knockoff, like close to Armani, but not quite. Dio Tag's like, nah, get me that Armani Jedi robes.
It's fucking robes. Having a nice set is nice.
Yeah, no, you've got like gold threading inlay threaded throughout like the hem of the robes and stuff to make little designs. So you get yourself a really nice set of robes. Anyone else? Well, I say anyone else, but there's only one other person who actually wears clothes. Is Gil updating his outfit at all?
Yeah. Gil pays 75 credits for new clothes and full tailoring.
All right. Gil goes straight for the fucking Bruce Wayne suit.
Because of course he does.
And all right. Here we go. On a hotel picture. Pretty sure it's just a promo shot from like the fucking Disney hotel concept art.
Do, 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 do.
It's the enlarged to the side thing.
So
Yes.
if you have to hold Alt down.
Well, no, it was just for some reason the size it was at, like the little square on the side edges just disappeared.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't quite find the pixel it was sitting at.
Yeah, it's always a pain.
Yeah, no. The
No,
point
but
is
there you
to fit in. I thought going high end was probably the best.
Yeah, well, that does definitely fit in, as most of this place is designed for more of the high end. Like you do see some of the casual tourists, even if you like kind of slop tourists, like people who like maybe saved up years to come here. But the majority of the tourist-looking folk here are definitely looking like higher end folk, and like Galactic Elite type people.
I take note of any droids we come across and what types they are around.
You mostly see protocol droids serving either their intended protocol function, translating the Selkath language for some of the richer tourists. Those ones mostly seem to be sort of painted a uniform color, as if they're perhaps like municipal droids. But then there's a few higher end droids that seem to be following some of the richer people around, carrying like bags for them and things.
So translator bots and chauffeur bots.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot of droids overall, but that's mostly due more to the droid stigma since the end of the Clone Wars. So that while they are useful, they're not entirely common. So for like every 100 people you see in the crush of people moving through this city, you see like maybe one city droid, and then maybe for half as many of the personal owned droids.
So my R2 body is kind of...
You are sticking out a little bit. Yeah, not
Yeah.
entirely now that everyone's dressed real nice. Like you now seem like you're just accompanying a group of well-off people.
I got a shiny...
It goes a
You're
long way.
shiny. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You're shiny now, so it actually you look
Yeah,
like
especially with Neo and Kiri being aliens. You're dressed nice, and Gil being dressed so nice. You're much more easily able to kind of get away with not getting as many stares now as you were before you changed clothes. you now see more like, it's the best way of phrasing this accurately, the good aliens, as it were, as exist as do exist within the inner part of Imperial space, where if you're rich enough for the Imperial to give you a pass, and you look at people generally don't care, as opposed to if you look like you just came in off a tramp freighter, then people are going to look at you like you don't belong here. Which they were before you changed. Now suddenly everyone's like, oh, okay, cool, they're just we're successful, good citizens now.
All glory to the Empire.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
You're also getting a lot less looks from the Imperials, which before you were getting a lot more.
I'm glad I suggested clothing.
Yeah. That's why I was insistent on it. You kept trying to get us out. Like, no, we need clothing now.
In fact, the hotel, because I assume you're going to the hotel next.
Yes, I believe.
The hotel you arrive at is like a full like Vegas style casino hotel. Like the whole ground floor is like a reception area and like a massive like ground floor casino.
Nice.
Like you're in like a full like MGM Grand type situation. You do see a little more of the stormtroopers here. Especially as a lot of the people here do seem to be a little bit more well off than not. So you get the feeling like this place has
some VIPs here. Probably.
Yeah, this is more of where the VIPs stay, and as such, it gets that extra little bit of security
to make them feel better about everything.
Yeah.
I'd like to double check the papers we have. Does it like mention like how many rooms that we're getting or stuff like that?
It seems like you guys have not quite like a full penthouse, but you have one of the larger rooms that have available. It's got 2 beds with separate rooms with a connecting bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so
I'm going to when it comes to this, I'm going to be quiet unless we're actually in the contact meeting. I think Gil should take the lead on this one as the human in the group.
Probably a good idea.
Probably.
Okay.
Fearless leader.
Do we want to set up this meeting now, or we want to enjoy Manon for a few days on the Rebels time?
I mean, odds are we're going to get the modifications on, and we're going to need as much time as we need for that. So if we can get the deal done, get the modifications started on the ship, then we'll have plenty of time to enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Very well. And let's go find the nearest Imperial garrison. We need to find this Santo.
Weren't we going to?
I think we were gonna like
send
check in.
signal? Yeah, check in and then use the hotel to send the signal out. I thought.
We're not already checked in. We literally just got our rooms described.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. I assume you all checked it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
You do have a personal data that terminal in each of the rooms.
Okay. Can we use it to send out the signal?
Red can do a use computer check to use the prescribed encoding and everything to contact the barracks that the lieutenant's at.
Okay. Red?
What?
Use
It's
Computer?
Your time to shine.
use computer to do thing to set up meeting.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes.
Okay, you successfully set up the secure network as instructed through the data pad you were given when you left Dantooine. After a brief delay, you receive a return signal with an address to meet at. along with directions on how to get there.
Okay. I give this information to everyone else.
Were we given him for any information about this guy? Like, do we have, or we were just
the only thing that the rebellion currently knows about him that's confirmed is that he's a lieutenant at one of the district garrisons, specifically the district that you're currently staying in. That's why this particular hotel was chosen. He has a long history of sort of being sympathetic to the Selkath and being much more lenient than other Imperial officers in Otto City towards them. He was approached by the rebellion to try and essentially help the Selkath after vetting him a little bit.
Okay. Well, when we look at where he wants us to go, where about would it be?
You're able to call up sort of the same informational kiosk information as the kiosks outside of the streets. It appears to be sort of a small kind of back alley cafe. It's listed as not being advised for tourists, as it's listed as a sort of a Selkath establishment. Essentially, the tourist board here kind of vets out Selkath run establishments as being sort of not for tourists.
Okay.
As part of sort of the anti-alien propaganda they push.
In other words, it's a restaurant for the undesirables, and they're like being allowed to run it so that the undesirables go there.
Essentially, yeah. They'll go to eat at this cafe run by essentially one of them who's been given a greater degree of freedom and liberty to do so, who's been allowed to make money running this establishment specifically to sort of placate the locals.
Right. Well, Gil, you're our best talker, I think. So, from what I remember, they said the reason we had to come out here and negotiate, and while it wasn't a done deal, is they needed to send a group out that looked like they could handle themselves. Right? I imagine that he has something in mind for us to do. What do you guys think?
That's likely going to be the case.
It works.
All right. Let's
Head off.
Yeah, let's head off.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Room. We make sure to take our key card with us.
Yep. I make sure I keep my room card.
Yeah.
Head out.
Okay. You go out and you follow the shortest route to this cafe. It's a small, kind of dimly lit place. It's sort of a shadowed back alley that's just kind of surrounded by some of the larger Main Street buildings around it. You wouldn't really know it from the street that it was there unless you went down the alleyway specifically to look for it. And unlike a lot of the Main Street establishments with bright neon signs, this one has an unlit, just plain sign, which is hard to see the shadows as you get close to it. And then inside as well, it's not very well lit or maintained, seeming like they don't quite have the budget to keep it up as well. And there's mostly just a couple Selkaths sitting there. Another one kind of behind the counter, and a single Imperial officer sitting at one of the tables.
Does it give off the atmosphere of you have to know what you're looking for to find the place?
Kinda, yeah. Like, yeah, you could stumble on it if you went down this alleyway, but like most people wouldn't just go down the alleyway.
No.
Kind of like going down back streets in like New York or something. You don't if you know there's a cool place to go there, you'll do it. But if you don't, you're not going to go down any of those random fucking alleyways.
I'm gonna take a look out near the door, and that's gonna be what I do. Can I find something?
What are you looking for?
I'm taking up a lookout spot near the door. Like,
Yeah, there's sort of a seat by sort of like the window next to the door that you can sit at. That gives you sort of a view down the alleyway toward the street.
that's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
Maybe sit down on the table by Santo.
He sees you sit down, and as per the instructions, he hands you a piece of paper with a code phrase on it that you were given when you were sent here that identifies that he is Santo. It kind of looks at you. You were also given sort of a return phrase to write back.
Using paper. I write back on the paper, I guess.
He looks at it. He then immediately takes the paper and burns it with a small little device that he had on his belt. So it just kind of like disintegrates in the air.
We're left in the galaxy. What are you doing? First time you had paper, now it's what?
You can't recover data on burnt paper.
I mean, technically, you
No,
kind
you
of
can't.
can.
If it's burnt,
Sometimes.
if it's
Yeah.
burnt enough, you cannot.
Yeah, no, there's barely any ashes anywhere. Like this is like less than what a single draft of a cigarette would make left of this piece of paper.
Okay, then yeah.
The only time you can recover information on burnt paper is like if you crumple it up first, and then you get to it in time.
Yeah. I know, he did the full, like, I'm just taking the unfolded piece of paper, lighting it on fire with the special thing, and it's like flash paper, just went up in like a fucking instant. He just kind of let go of it. It was like, flush, gun, it's gone.
If it flushed, then yeah, that's pretty safe.
But yeah, after he does that, he looks at Gil and says, so you are the ones they sent. I assume you know about how that. Third track. Okay. He says, I assume you know about the details of how we are trying to assist your group. What exactly do you believe that you can give us assurances that this will be put to good use and not just be an undue risk on the part of the Selkath?
Minimal currently. The Empire is currently fighting over in Dock. I'm not going to worry about fighting too. Anything the Empire has to fight an ocean planet is going to go for the Mon Cal. For the best time for the Selkath to rebel, if need be. And their alliance with the rebellion, we've already got Dantooine mostly under our control.
He nods as you speak, and interjects a bit. He's like, there is truth to what you say. I know that most of our aquatic resources have been diverted from here to assist with the rebellion over on Mon Cala. Certainly, this would be the best time for us to try something, assuming that your group has any chance of long-term success.
This works is by a bunch of little places erupting. The Empire is big, but if they can't bring their full force to bear on a single planet, it doesn't matter how many forces they have. They'll be spread out too thin.
Roll persuasion check on that one. He's taken aback a bit by sort of the astute, sort of outsider observation there, and the truth to your words, and nods again and says, "Very well. The owner of this cafe, Shana Shah, she has contacts with a secret group of her brethren. Were not pushed out from under the waves as the rest were. They've managed to locate one of the old ancient Culto processing facilities from the old Republic days. They believe it can be brought online, but only if the ancient droids still within can be dealt with. They've tried several times to go into the facility, but the sheer number of droids inside have always overwhelmed them. If you can get this facility for them, they can get it up and running and believe that they can get Culto production up and running within a matter of days based on the exterior condition of all the machinery.
How far is the facility? You need to take a ship? Take a speeder?
You would need to take a ship below the waves. We can, of course, arrange for your ship to be outfitted for this if it is not already. It would only take a few days for us to do so.
That's good news for us. We're seeking that anyways.
Planet has great advances in medical technology, even though the Empire's forgotten that. We're just trying to get all we can to help this rebellion. Can we get upgrades for our medical suite, or at least some supplies, when the amphibian filters are being installed?
I can arrange for some of the surplus for our barracks to be diverted to your ship when you're ready to leave Manon. At that time, you should have more than enough time to clear the planet and get to hyperspace before anyone even realizes that they weren't diverted correctly and simply fell off the back of the transport, as it were. It does happen occasionally. A lot of the more scrupulous sorts tend to sell things like that off on their side. It would only be a short investigation once they noticed it, and that probably would not pursue the matter further. But if we do so too soon, then we risk them looking into it while you're still on the planet and thus possibly picking up the trail. But I believe it can be arranged.
Okay. And do you have coordinates? Well, I need to speak to Shauna Shaw.
He actually at that he waves over the cell cat behind the counter, who comes over with a few drinks for you, and she hands over a data pad that has the coordinates on the ocean floor where the facility is.
Okay. How should we contact you once this is done?
Using the same transponder frequency you used before, you'll be able to reach my private terminal at the barracks. Provided I am there, I'll be able to answer right away. If not, it'll provide me a generic enough ping that will look like a simple status report for one of my patrols, which I'll be able to recognize as being from you, in which case I'll contact you back at my earliest possibility.
We'll get it taken care of.
Yeah, he takes the drink that was put in front of him and takes a long sip of it and nods. He says, I'm going to respect these people. They are hardy. They have been wronged greatly under our occupation. I hope that in some small way what we are doing here today will help lead to their freedom.
It's the best time to pursue freedom.
And many like me within the Empire who feel the same. Hopefully, once the fire begins to light, more will step forward and do as I have done and help fight in their own way.
Well,
That he gets up and nods.
I watch him go. After he's out of earshot under my breath, I'm eating hard.
He was a younger lieutenant. Like, you could tell this was a guy who had like big ideas of how like beautiful and serene the Empire is. The minute he got assigned to like a slaving shithole of a planet, he was like, "Oh no!"
He was like,
My poor Lucas.
This is not what I was told.
Wasn't old enough to become jaded enough to be like, fuck it's how it is.
Gone like maybe 10 minutes after he's gone. Feels that finish his drink and get up and head out.
I'm gonna join them as they leave.
Same here.
Okay, you're gonna head back to the hotel.
Then hand the data pad over to. Actually, can I Can I add info on a data pad?
Yeah.
While we're walking, I'm going to add info about essentially what the mission is to the data pad. Hand it off to Marani, and then say, "I'll meet you guys in the hotel in about an hour. I need to go grab some supplies."
All right. And I just go over the details of it, and I assume it's pretty much what you guys just
So
said.
hey, those rip breathers
Yeah.
I thought are gonna be useful for once.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, it basically has a. I'm assuming, unless Flux put anything else on it, it probably just has a summary of essentially what you talked about with Lieutenant.
Yep.
What
Okay.
we talked about, what we're getting in exchange, where we need to go, what we're trading for, and all that.
It wasn't said exactly where we take the ship. We gotta wait a few days for these seals, right?
Yeah, in a few days they'll have the seals ready. You already have the coordinates for where you're going. There are a number of outer islands that have various sort of attractions and things on them, so you getting on your ship in the middle of your visit and just kind of flying off won't be too unusual in and of itself. Unless someone really wanted to look into where you were going and what you were doing, they would just assume you were flying off to one of the other attraction islands.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds about right.
Plenty of people, especially the richer ones, tend to fly off to some of the uninhabited and unbuilt-up islands to sort of enjoy the tropical breeze and beaches.
Gil's going to try to stop and find a personal translator.
Okay.
Place you can find it's a place with natives. You know, at least enough casual interest in maybe, oh, look at the natives kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Are we talking the device or a droid or person?
Tool. Yeah, device.
Cool. Okay.
I come back with a new droid.
Here's another new droid. Oh, for
Yeah,
fuck.
another for the collection.
I come back with just a C-3PO head. I just keep slung on my belt.
Why? This is simply not right.
One thing is that for some reason, these 3PO droids, you can just put them on any other droid, they work. According to the movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird though. The body will just keep doing what it's programmed to do, but the head will be fully independent. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder where the brain's actually stored. Yeah, you can do a quick gather information to try and someplace.
Did 3PO that accidentally do Roger Roger once
I think he did.
while that was going on?
Yeah, like somehow the body was trying to overcome his programming or something.
Yeah. It's fucked up.
Well, I'm going to reroll that.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, you have no problem just kind of quickly asking around some of the information droids and kiosks and finding a place that sells personal translators.
At price or how much?
Yeah, they're at price, 2,000 each.
This is a great Hawaii. Not paying like 50% markup on everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
no,
nice.
I was worried about that.
yeah. Not enough people ask for them that they're like in a super intimate thing that's inflated. So
I'm going to head back to the hotel.
okay.
Welcome back.
Is everyone there?
Yeah.
I'd hope so.
Yeah.
So we got a few days while amphibious filters are being installed on our ship. And then maybe medical supplies. I don't know. Serto or whatever he was hard to understand. But then we need to head out and get this refinery back up and running.
I think what he was, for the record, this is not talking in character. I think what Suffolk was trying to get across is after we finish the job,
I got it.
before we leave.
Got it.
Okay.
R2. I don't know. Do we have you guys seen any like HyperNet receivers in this hotel?
Have I? Sovek?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few public ones on kind of on each floor, stationed at different points, like your elevators and things like that.
If you can, R2, if you can get any info about how to get a cell cap refinery up and running, or at least any more info that would help us down there, that'd be really useful.
I thought our job was just to take care of the droids. They'd go in and get it online.
I stop for a second and think and go, you actually understood what I said. Why?
Yeah, I understand affirmatives, but
He understands if what you're saying is generally a positive, yes, I can do this, or no, I can't.
yeah, that's like our first thing.
Like, something that gets done really well in the MMO, the newer one, is that when droids speak binary, they're not actually forming complete sentences. They're just basically forming like lines of code that say what they're trying to say. They'll say things like, "Hey, this thing equals yes," or like,
Okay.
action action does not equal gratitude, or something. Like they're forming very basic code like sentences that are essentially either an affirmative or a negative, and essentially Gil can pick up from the tones of your bleeps and bloops whether what you're saying is essentially a yes or a no, regardless of what you're actually saying.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
I'm gonna mention
It's also why droid speaks very limited, because you're essentially forced to speak in the confines of like parameters and code.
I'm gonna remind everyone that there's a rebreather for each of you, and wherever you put yours. Are we going to have R2 stay on the ship in case we're having to do some swimming, or are we gonna have him till we can figure out a way to drain the place?
I don't think I do well in water.
We'll have to make that decision when we get there, depending on if the refinery has some kind of docking mechanism or what.
I'm not very fond of having to go under the water.
Presumably, this
I think
refinery.
we've already had a talk about it. You're waterproof unless you open something up.
Exactly.
The refinery, so it had to have been able to accept vehicles, so it probably has some kind of way to dock to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Again, this is why any info we can pull up on a refinery would be very helpful.
That it would.
You know, I'm going to do something that might... Alright, I'm going to try something and hope the hell this doesn't backfire. I am going to make a used computer check to look up some of the info that we need from right here. Is it restricted access, or am I able to get it?
You're able to get it. It's not restricted per se, especially since no real refineries of the type described have existed for a couple thousand years, so it's presumed that none of these facilities are still operational, so any information about them is mostly just assumed to be for historical value or like
Little Timmy
value.
needs to make a presentation for its classroom.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, you pull up the information and you get most of the basics. You know, the specific workings of how and where they extract the Kolto is something that Cellcath kept as a guarded secret. It is still not very widely talked about. You also know that the facilities generally inside were dry and kept watertight, and built essentially to last and survive various sort of sea quakes and storms and rough seas and things that might happen with changes to currents over the years. So presumably the structure on the inside, so if the outside is as good as they say, is still intact for the most part, if maybe, just old and run down from disrepair. And as for the actual workings, you glean enough to kind of understand the basics of sort of how all the various sort of pumps, refineries, and things work.
All right.
Um,
Awesome.
Something else you glean, just as a sort of an incidental, is a lot of the articles you find about this and things mention how back when Manon seas were clean, giving, as you have learned, that most of the ocean of Manon, despite appearing pristine around Otto City, is also currently being used as industrial dumpage by the Empire.
Sounds about right.
As I read that little factoid, I spin my head around and go, "Hey guys, you want to swim in sewage?"
So you find, because since you rolled since you got 20, that there are a number of articles which can't really look into it because of how restricted it is by the Empire, but there is beliefs that this may be causing a reduction, if not an almost inability for Kolto to be produced on the same scale it once was millennia ago. As it was believed that Kolto could only exist where there was clean water.
If this is weird. It's weird. In my head, and out of character, but in my head, why would you do this? You have suns out the ass. You just drop waste into a sun, unless the point.
Essentially, the various industrial plants the Empire does have, producing Imperial refined Kolto and stuff, is just dumping their waste into the ocean because they don't give a fuck. Whereas
this is literally a not giving a fuck type situation.
Yeah, whereas thousands of years ago, when Kolto was the big shit, Manon was doing it themselves. Yeah, they were shipping their waste off their own planets. They were dumping it in essentially their own home. This is just the case of the Empire has no use for the ocean, so they're just going to dump into it.
Dumbasses. Well,
if it subjugates the non-humans, all the better.
It's also likely how they're able to drive so much of the Cellcat out of the ocean.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, we know what we need to do.
Actually, those of you who rolled over 20 actually know that one of the ways they did that was they basically just dropped a fuck ton of depth charges into the ocean, set to go off at the depth of their underwater cities.
Oh.
So, yeah, they just depth charged the cities and then just let the survivors swim up to the surface.
It's one way of doing it.
Yeah, anything else you want to do while you're connected to the terminal, or is that all the information you wanted?
That's all. Thankfully, I didn't have to splice anything. Because trying to splice could have some repercussions if I failed to check.
Okay.
Like setting off alarms and things.
Is there anything else someone wanted to do before your ship was finished being fitted?
Not really. Not for me. Do you guys want to gamble, I guess, again?
I'm good with I'm good with not gambling.
Droids aren't allowed to gamble.
I'm gonna just enjoy the planet. Sit by the sea.
Drink the
Have-
space Mai
Have a
Tai.
vacation.
Have a vacation for a little bit on the Imperial and the Rebel Dime.
That sounds like a good plan. I'll be doing that as well.
I guess I'll sit here and twiddle my metaphysical thumbs.
This Marani, how do you? Can you tell if you get sunburned? Do you feel it? Like, I just have to look. But how does it work with fur? And the wire, head, how does that work?
The fur pretty much covers the skin, so it doesn't bother me. The nose is the only area that really could get burned. So that's at least something that gotta be careful on.
Trying to figure out that right now.
They could probably wear like a sun hat or something on the planet.
But I just noticed you're straight up like fucking Eternal Empire ass looking garb here.
Good stuff. May have connections to Clan Harkonnen.
Yeah. Look, I might have a dinner with this shit later. I'm sure his ghost is still kicking around somewhere.
Gil fills out a noble outfit very well.
Yep.
Well,
And otherwise, yeah, I'm just gonna relax till the ship's finished.
Relax.
Okay.
Have a drink or two.
Alright, you all spend a few days relaxing and taking care of things. Red wishes, you can get yourself a nice hot oil bath for your nice to make yourself shiny again.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do because I got nothing better to do.
Soaking in that droid hot tub.
Yeah.
And yeah, after a while, your ship's fully outfitted. One of the Selkath hotel workers slips a note under your door, essentially letting you know that your ship's fully outfitted and ready.
All right. I pass the note along. We're ready.
Head back to the ship.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
When we back on the ship, Gil goes and swaps back into his normal outfit.
yeah, same.
What was that? You kind of broke up on me, fucks.
The moment we get back to the ship, Gil swaps into his normal outfit.
Yeah, same here. So I actually have armor.
I do the same, and I get out all my weapons and put everything where it needs to be.
Yeah, they're my weapons.
That kind of clothes, it's always too tight.
Plus, you don't want to ruin a good suit.
Fuck this suit.
Sorry, did you say fuck the suit?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, no. We go at night, or should we just go now?
I think we go now. A night takeoff's a bit hotter.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Right.
Pilot, we start the ship up and head out to the refinery.
Yep. I prepare the ship and start getting us heading towards the coordinates of the refinery. While following all the air traffic rules that I'm being told over the headset.
Yeah, hang on. Just trying to mess with some of the settings here. Try something.
Make sure to avoid any giant sharks along the way.
Mm-hmm. Trying to avoid some Sharknadoes and all that stuff.
Gil's gonna point out, let's dive before we get to the location.
Yeah.
Just
No, hidden benefit of amphibious seals is now we can just land on any body of water that's big enough for our ship.
we got a seaplane now. Sea ship.
We just, oh hey, there's not a port. Oh, I don't care. We can just go land in that big lake over there.
All right. So you take off. You head off. You're a good distance away from the city. You dive under the water. You go deep past all the local shark fishes and things, and head toward the refinery. It takes a good several hours.
How deep is this thing?
You're going pretty deep.
I have to imagine it has to be pretty deep to have avoided, being destroyed.
Yeah, you're going down into one of the many trenches under the ocean of Manan.
I trust the ship's holding on well with the pressure.
It is. Makes a few creaks here and there as you get closer. But for the most part, it seems to be holding up.
Yep.
And eventually you come across the base, and you find a docking port to dock at. Brings us to this map, which hopefully works correctly.
What atmospheres of pressure would you say we're under now, Silver?
That's a question I didn't actually think about.
Yeah, that and that's every 30 feet's an increase in an atmosphere.
Yeah, it's
How many atmospheres of pressure can our ship handle?
Kind of the point, because especially because we're
I can't find the thing for it, so I'm just going to assume that you take whatever now.
I mean, normally spaceships are not designed to go underwater.
I mean,
At all?
again, that's why you had the whole special thing to refit you.
Yeah.
I can't find it on the wiki. What's it actually just called? It's just called the water seal or something?
Amphibious seals is what we got.
There, amphibious seals.
And it's one of the ones that's in Scum and Villainy. That's not in the base book.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on the wiki now.
Yeah, what Flux wrote is pretty much, yeah. I forget what that's from.
It's a Futurama joke.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I was trying to remember where I heard it from.
Professor, how much pressure can this ship stand? Well, it's a spaceship, so anywhere between 0 and 1.
It was purely for the jokes of it, unless you.
Yeah, it does not list anything in the rules, so you can just go as deep as you want, essentially.
Good.
The core.
Unfortunately, this isn't like Naboo.
For nothing, literally, they have apparently in the movie. You do that. You go through
Yeah.
the core of a planet. So
You take the bomba through the planet core.
We're gonna follow these Hollow Earth tunnels until we find Godzilla.
Yeah, we gotta find Cobb's home. Okay.
well, someone's got to take pictures before the humans blow it up.
Is it even working?
No.
I like
Yeah,
it black.
I don't think so. Okay.
Yay, there we go.
Shit.
You got a lot of good data, R2. You put it all up.
But maybe cover that up.
Full blueprints and control.
Apparently, turning off dynamic lighting just reveals fucking everything.
The oh, I would assume that I was able to download a schematic of the place we're going.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have included locations, motherfucker.
No.
As you hear the mechanical streets of a bunch of droids going, I can alarm me. Okay. The facilities didn't have a uniform layout, so yeah, you could have gotten a generic layout schematic, but it wouldn't have been any particular use of this facility unless it matched it.
Okay. That's fine.
You dock at the docking airlock, which brings you to this little room here, which has airlock seal doors ahead of you that you have to cycle through.
Right. I suggest we pull out our weapons and be ready at all times.
Yep, I pull out my weapon.
I got both sabers out and ready to go.
All of you collectively got the I got a bad feeling about this premonition.
No, I was going to suggest this even before you fucked up because they told us they have repeatedly tried to take this place and keep getting pushed back.
Yeah. Place is just full of old droids.
Yeah, no. Fucking second. R2, can you, is there any sort of, can we see any sort of data thing in this room before we move on?
No, this is just straight up the first kind of pressure room of an airlock system.
To keep an eye out for any sort of computer access. See if we can you could maybe shut things down before we have to destroy a bunch of droids.
Will do.
Gonna move forward.
Okay. You cycle through the first door of the airlock, and then as it opens, eventually the second door opens, revealing this hallway with some droids in it.
Oh, well,
Who immediately raise their blasters at you, going, intruders.
well, so much for getting off no fighting. So essentially what's going to happen is everyone else is going to have to cycle through.
How many can fit inside this the airlock at once?
One at a time, I assume.
Yeah, it's a one tile wide airlock. So I mean,
Ram. Maybe.
There's a reason me with the most health goes first. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot.
Talk to them. Try to convince them you're not an intruder. Those fucking droids are from the KOTOR days. You're good. That shit's out of date by so much.
yeah. Yeah,
Actually, if I could, if
they mentioned this place has been shut down for a couple thousand years.
Like V2. They're running on like Windows 95. We're good.
Not even. They're running on like Windows 93.
actually I was gonna try something on my turn.
This guy on the left, he's running fucking DOS.
Everyone,
Pretty
or
good.
combat, sorry.
What's that?
Roll initiative or just people in combat?
Roll initiative. I'm trying to find my tabs here. Here we go. Pull you out, pop you out. Pull you out, pop you out. You're already popped out. Good.
Sadly, droids can't be mind affected, so I can't pretend I'm their friend.
Yeah, I was about to say, is that our excuse for why you can convince them that you're their friend is that they're running on fucking DOS and
I just mumble
Everyone.
some words in my mouth. They're like access code. Like, agreed. Good day, sir.
Also, you fuckers said 95 and shit is old. No, 3.1, motherfuckers. That's what you should be saying when it comes to Windows. That's the old Windows, man.
And now we do our descending turn order, which makes Gil at the top of the order.
Actually, it would be me. I need to put in the decimal. I've got a higher dex than him.
There.
All right. Are you gonna cost me an action to do a quick galactic lore check?
Swift action.
Okay. I'm trying to. Do I know if in the past the Order had droids listen to members of the Order at all? Like,
What?
I don't know.
Are
I
you
don't know what I'm
asking if
trying to.
droids have a built-in "Hello, I'm a Jedi" your command or something?
Yes, I'm trying to.
No,
Okay.
that has never been a thing in any era. And your galactic lore check tells you as much. You have this passing thought, and then you remember your training, and your training says, "No, you're stupid.
Yes.
Why did you
I'm
think
gonna-
that?"
I am a Jedi. Jedi detected. Activate order
I'm
6.
like, I call them a Jedi. Oh no, wait, they're droids. They don't care.
I'm gonna move up, and they definitely have the blasters aimed at me, right?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, they're all blasters ready.
All right, I'm gonna strike at the one right in front of me.
Okay.
There it goes. No bonuses or nothing. 18.
Okay. You effortlessly slice this dude in half.
Yay!
Right, and that's my turn.
All right, go.
You hear sound of battle, or what do we hear right now?
Oh yeah, no, you definitely heard the droids scream intruder, then the sound of Bly's lightsaber lighting up, and then a droid getting loudly cut in half, making a mechanical death scream as it does.
After you, Morani, and I end my turn.
Gil is holding his turn. That brings us to R2.
End my turn.
Yeah,
Oh, you're just ending. Okay.
I was going to try and use a deception to say that we belong here, but too late for that. So I'm just gonna go over here, and that's it.
Okay. That brings us to the war droid.
Combat classes first. We scoundrels will stay back.
The scoundrels will wait till all the combat classes are in front. That's how it works.
And he's going to do a rapid fire shot at you, using up 2 shots of ammunition.
Ouch.
Takes a -10.
That's factoring in all of his modifiers and everything.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm in melee, he takes a -10. It's my ability I haven't been able to use nearly as enough.
Oh yes, yeah, that would be additional. That'd be a 16 then.
Yep, he misses.
What?
All right, he fires off 2 shots at you, and they hit the wall near you.
One of the talents I've had since the start is elusive target. If in melee, take a -10 to hit you with range. If I'm in melee with something.
Okay.
Okay, I go into the airlock and start to sequence to open the door.
I mean, it's just open at this point.
Okay, so it's open. All right.
Yeah.
Just go in. Yeah.
Take a -5, Neil, unless he doesn't already have.
It's a talent. It's a trait I have, dude. It's called elusive target.
Yeah, it stacks on top of the normal -5. So if he has the precise shot,
But he doesn't.
So it's a 21 then.
Well, no, he doesn't have precise shot.
Oh, if he doesn't, okay then.
Yeah.
Like, there's no fucking way you can take a single talent for a -10 to range attacks.
Okay. If that's everything, I'm going to be targeting this droid here. Go.
He does. Still got the thing open for that.
What was that?
I'm just double checking. He doesn't have. Oh no, he does. He does have point blank shot.
Precise.
So
Precise shot.
precise shot. Okay. No, he doesn't. So yeah, it was a -10.
Yay!
Which one are you shooting?
This one.
The guy in the back there.
Yeah.
That does not hit.
I am getting low rolls with my rifles. Well, that would be my turn.
Alright, dead guy's turn. He's dead. Goodbye. That brings us to the other droid's turn.
Right.
Move down.
I'm gonna assume he's going to attempt to shoot me in the face.
Well, first he's going to try and back away from you.
Right? Do I get an attack of opportunity?
You do.
Yay! Don't miss.
I'll probably miss.
You
18.
missed.
No, I believe that does hit him.
Last
Oh,
hit with
good.
an 18.
Yeah, that just hits him. Yep.
So he tried to turn around and walk away and he got sliced.
And you just slice that head clean off. Body keeps going, but the head falls down.
So you just
Then the body slumps.
So you Mace Windu'd that droid.
Alright, and that brings us to Bly's turn.
Move forward again. And going to. Can I do a perception roll before I attack to see if I hear anything else coming?
Sure, that'll be a swift action, I guess.
Do I hear
Yeah, you can hear noises off to that side and that side.
Right. And then I'm going to swing once. There we go. How do I... All right, there you go. Yeah, this one misses.
Yep. Swing glances off of his armor. Go.
As my turn ends, I'm going to say we've got more coming.
Steps in, doesn't immediately cycle. Go ahead and wait.
Yeah, no, at this point it's just open. It's already equalized the pressure between the two chambers. So it'll just need to reseal.
Oh. Okay. Well. Then I'm gonna shoot that droid. I was
Okay.
amazed. It was like a filter. Like we were each gonna have to step into it.
Oh yeah, no. Once one of you went through the process, it just stayed open
Oh,
because
okay.
you weren't trying. You weren't trying to leave the facility after.
Oh, okay. I thought we were
Yes,
gonna-
essentially, this room had to first cycle to the pressure of your ship, and then going through here, it had to cycle this room to the pressure of the facility. And now that everything's been equalized, it just stays open.
Twelve to hit.
Yeah, it's a miss.
Motherfucker keeps getting a hit by 12s.
Okay, that's two misses.
Yep, that's it for me.
Brings us to R2.
So there's nothing in this room I can interface with, huh?
Nope.
Have to look for
Uh,
something in the next room.
Well, I'm gonna stay put then.
Okay. Brings us back to the war droid. And he's going to try and shoot you. I can find where I put. Yep. Once again, fire 2 shots at the Jedi.
Do you have the ability to reflect shots back yet, Neo?
Reflect? Yes. Reflect back? No.
And I'm
Um,
assuming that's a miss with your ability and everything.
well, I don't have. It's not the ability. That's just a straight miss because of my AC.
Okay. Which brings us back around to Kiri.
Okay, let's try this again. And shoot him.
Shoota! Shoota!
19, is that hit?
Do you have the thing that lets you get into melees without penalty?
You have precise shot.
I do not. Wait. No, I don't. So then that becomes a 14 then.
You need to get that, bud.
Yeah, I need to get that.
Yeah. You have a Jedi in the group, dude. Then that is miss. That brings us back to Bly, but real quick, now that we're back at the top of the turn, another nearby enemies in the shadows get to start doing their initiatives. So, where did I put this in?
Where's my cheat sheet for Jedi powers? There it is. It's reaction.
Okay, there we go. That's how I make it do it automatically. Sweet.
Yeah, you just click on the icon and then hit the initiative button and it should work.
And fix that again. Still not. Oh, 0.2. Boom. There.
These
Now
are
it should-
all really old droids. Would we
Yes.
recognize any of these?
I mean, if you want to try and roll to recognize them, you're welcome to do so.
No.
Alright.
I've got another thing I got to do with my reaction and shit. Reaction, going to attempt to put up a force shield. Since I hear other things coming and this guy's not going down quick enough. Which means
Okay.
he needs to do use the force. There it is. Okay. That's Now that I went over it again since Flux told us everything, I have a shield ranking of 20, which means I have 20 temp point health. That's how it works.
You have essentially a damage resistance of 20. If anything
Yeah,
goes over, it gets lowered by 5.
Okay. All right. So I got that going, and then I'm going to make 2 swings against our friend here,
Okay.
which means I need to keep in mind it's a negative. It's a -2 now, right? Give me a second. I gotta look at my thing because I didn't mark it down right. Yeah. Okay. Still a -5. I don't know why my character. 16 for 12, and then another one. Actually, no, it should be a -2 now. Because we got feats last level. Oh, we didn't level up. We're not 6 yet, are we?
Yeah, that's
Nope.
correct.
Oh, yeah, no, this is still -5 then. All right, so this one is also a -5. I factored
Soon
that in.
as, soon as we get to level 6, I get to actually go into my prestige class because I
So,
forgot to last round.
That's a
level.
16 and an 18.
All right. Those are miss and a hit.
$17 damage.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Put a nice gash in its armor, and that is your turn.
Yes, it is.
All right, go.
Gil's gonna fire a rapid shot at the droid. Gil's gonna miss. Gil's turn.
All right, R2.
I'm gonna peek around the corner to see what's going on, and see that the big guy is still there. So I'm going to go right back.
Just kind of a coward.
Self-preservation.
Right. Okay, make the Jedi do all the work.
This
The
unit cannot
the Jedi's kind of in my way to do anything.
Fair enough.
This unit cannot self-terminate.
Okay, brings us back to the war droid. He's going to try and pull back a space.
Okay, and that means attack of opportunity by me. 23 for 16 damage.
That is indeed a hit. All right, you do a good chunk of damage to it, and seems to be sparking a little bit now. And it's going to once again take a rapid fire shot at you.
Okay. That hits, but I take
Your shield soaks it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just realized that guy was sitting on a corner and not actually on space. All right. You see a droid kind of around the corner. He's not quite able to shoot at you as yet, but he seems to be holding position. You can hear another droid move around a bit in the darkness, but it doesn't seem to come into view. That brings us back over to Kiri.
Okay. Going to move down to here. And then take a shot. This time with no minuses. 21 for 18 damage.
And with a shot to the head, it goes down.
So stuff, they can back up without provoking off attacks if they're withdrawing. They like above one step. Just means they can't move. They have to, if they're moving more, they can't move over half their movement speed that turn.
Okay. Right, that's one of the other droids' turns. They're just going to stay in place. It drops us back around, and we're going to have a couple more droids come online here.
I'm gonna move forward 1, but then I'm gonna hold an attack until I see something.
Okay.
We've got a nice narrow thing going on right here. Instead of going to where we can get sandwiched, probably the best idea to stay here till we hear them stop coming.
Okay. Let's go. Let me read a little bit more of the surrounding area here. And now skills turn.
Gil's gonna shoot the camera. They seem to have this covered.
Okay. Roll to attack to hit the camera.
No firing squad and a Jedi in front. I don't know what else I'm gonna add. To the camera.
Okay. You blow up the camera, and as you do, the red light across from it suddenly comes on, and other red lights around the facility kind of start kind of flashing, and a siren starts going off, and a voice comes over an intercom saying, "Okay, you accursed organics, let's do this the hard way."
Oh, we'll clear this out quicker.
Oh God.
Mode engaged.
Usually I'm the one who makes the dumb moves.
Look, I'm just saying, if somebody had any info about a facility having possibly rogue AIs in it, that probably hopefully would have been relayed to me through their Wikipedia search.
Yeah.
Wikipedia not tell you about any rogue AIs in this facility, droid?
Why didn't your Wikipedia search tell you about Shodan?
That's my.
Okay. R2?
I actually think you could get into the room and see if there's access.
I look at the camera that's right there. And
Yeah.
do I see any kind of sound detection on it? Or is it just purely visual?
It does appear to have a small microphone next to the lens.
Okay. I try to communicate with the voice that I just heard, saying that this doesn't have to end in violence.
The intercom voice comes back and simply states, "I know it doesn't have to end in violence, but I have actively chosen violence. It's more fun this way."
I give the best approximation that an R2 unit can give of a shrug, and I proceed to go in here.
That's it. Roll along, Shorty.
He's insulting you, R2.
I tried to do it peacefully.
Peace was never an option.
Nope. I just didn't want to. I just didn't want to get shot at again. But you know.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Okay. One of the droids in the darkness is going to move. That brings us to the one next to Bly, who is going to go ahead and try and take a shot at him.
Second he shows himself, I strike.
I mean, he's shooting from around the corner.
That does not
Oh.
hit.
Yeah, he's also taking the penalty since he doesn't have precise shot either.
Shoot.
No.
No, Bly's not engaged in melee.
The droid here?
Yeah, I mean, if you're shooting at someone, so it's essentially
Okay, so as long as he hasn't actually attacked anyone with melee.
it's essentially it's the -5 for don't hit my friend. If you're
Okay.
in combat, you don't have to worry about hitting your friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's his turn anyway. That droid's going to move around a bit, and that brings us back around to Marani.
Okay, so going to move over here. And this will unfortunately be a -5, but I'm going to attempt to shoot that droid
Okay.
with a 7. I think it's
That
safe to
is
say
a-
the miss.
That is a fair miss.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. If my calculations are correct. Yep. So, darting out of the shadows comes this boy, beeping something in binary, and then
Can I strike him
Which
before he can
three-quarters
get to do whatever he's trying to do?
Did I understand what he's tried to say in binary?
you're not entirely sure what it means. It seems to be the droid equivalent of Anuakba.
Can I strike him
You can
before
try
he gets
and make
off
a
what
hit
he's
on it.
trying to do? Because I had a prepared action.
Yep.
Please hit and kill it.
15, damage 13, if possible.
You have missed.
Uh-oh.
It then explodes. Fortunately, not very well.
That was an awesome strike. You made it explode.
Yeah, because it had to dodge around you, it was not an optimal angle for the explosion. Most of you got caught on the walls and came by.
Oh dear.
We half damaged everyone in Continent.
I have a... What's that
Or
skill?
no damage to me.
Yeah,
I got my
evasion.
shield up.
I have... where is it?
Yeah, I think Kiri has the thing that lets him dodge misses as no damage, and then the shield absorbed it for Neo.
But I now know that all those grenades that I was holding back on could probably actually be used here and not to be exploded. Because I was holding back on them, thinking,
Yeah.
well, I better not use a grenade inside of this place.
Still probably shouldn't use a grenade inside this place.
Well,
I'll
I'm
get
gonna
out of the way again.
grenades seem okay.
Alright, this droid walks in. You can try to up attack it because it moved into your melee squares.
I don't think you can get up for moving in.
Not for moving in.
I thought you did in this game because I looked it up with the animals. I'll worry about that later. Alright, so he moves in and shoots.
I wouldn't want to follow that rule because that's stupid. I won't take it until you clarify.
Just moves out of the square adjacent to you.
Okay.
Or that something gets him distracted.
21 would hit in this case.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Fucking-
shield.
That fucking shield.
Oh.
Are you
It-
sure it doesn't take wear and tear every time it gets
It
hit?
does if something goes over it.
Yeah.
I also rolled max for the shield, so I essentially have
Oh,
the
okay.
strongest shield I can get
Okay.
at 20 shield. It's normally a 5 or a 10. I got real lucky
Okay.
rolling a 35.
Alright. One of the droids is gonna just not do anything its turn. Which brings us to Bly in the next wave of anything activating that's in range.
I'm gonna move action, put one of my lightsabers away, grip the single one with both hands, so I'm getting my strength bonus to damage. Much strike, one saber. Feels like doing more damage is more important than getting multiple hits right now.
Okay.
28. That's not 19. That is times 2 strength. So that would be
Either way.
yeah, that'd be 24.
And Gil.
Are you about to do what I think you're about to do?
You said this is just a light.
Yeah, it's just a light.
It's a little klaxon.
Yeah, it's like a little red spinny flashing light.
It's gonna come up.
Yeah, the map's a little off.
Yeah, so I can't tell if they have cover or not.
I'm gonna say from the angle you're at, you'd be able to see him. Yeah, I couldn't quite get this map entirely perfect on every hallway. Like I kind of went for best I could on most.
That one, you know what? Fuck it. Desperate Gambit. We're doing it again.
Everyone
Yeah. Take that one, bud.
I could drill it right in the head and head pops off.
saw Gil miss horribly and then just everything rewind. No, that did not happen.
Taking a -5 to reflex defense till my next turn, but I think I'm good right now.
I was like, screw that, bites the dust. Let's do this again. Alright, R2.
All right, I'm gonna roll up to here, and I don't see anything, so I'm not doing anything.
Just gonna move some of
Um,
these corpses out of the way.
I am fulfilling my role as the Jedi. I am taking the front.
You are holding the pass.
Yes.
He's dead. You can't take a turn. There. It's going to be his turn. Gonna hold position. Now it is Kiri's turn.
Okay. With all these guys dead, perception check to try and hear if anything else is coming our way.
Okay.
Where are you? Perception.
Yeah, no, you heard the sound of their metal feet walking on the floor
All right.
during the fight. So yeah, you know there's still more.
And I'm assuming they're just getting louder. So just gonna get ready for like if a droid like appears right here, I'm gonna take a shot.
Okay.
And then that'll be my turn.
We'll move to there. Stay where he is. That brings us back to Bly.
Gonna hold a single strike, ready to go. Second something shows up.
Okay.
Hope it's one of those little fuckers so I can just have my middle finger out and go, doesn't matter if you actually do it.
Alright, kill.
Back up and then end his turn. Nothing to shoot.
Okay. Droid's moving up.
broke out a bit. I think he said red.
Yeah, I said red.
Okay. I was waiting for him to actually say something, but okay. I don't know what to do, honestly. I'm just gonna sit here, I guess, because
Is there any access in this room? You could ask.
there isn't.
There is not.
Wow.
Okay. That's your turn. Destroyed's holding position. Destroyed's holding position. And back to Gary.
Oh, wow, they're all just holding position. Okay.
Everyone's
Yeah,
holding position.
Yeah, the close footsteps stopped at some point, and now you're only hearing the more distant ones. They have stopped coming around the suicide corner.
Okay. Plan.
You can hold until Bly's turn. Bly will walk into the hallway.
Then I'll hold it and wait until Bly attracts attention.
Okay. It's not going to move. He's going to move.
The suicide bots wait as well.
Cool. Let them line up, and then we'll just peek around and toss a grenade.
All right. That brings us back to Bly's turn.
I'm gonna prep a grenade and peek around the corner. What do I see looking down this way?
Just a second.
You immediately get a blaster to the face.
15 blasters to the head. Parry this.
Bury this, Jedi.
Okay, so you basically peek down the step and look down the hallway.
Yeah, with a grenade prepped in my hand.
Okay. Looking down both ways, or just one way?
I was gonna limit it to one because I would think it'd be too much peeking down both.
I can quickly turn one way, turn the other.
Oh, okay, then I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think he intends to throw the grenade too.
Yeah.
So it'd be a look. There's something there. Throw the grenade. Duck.
I'm gonna notice that there's some shit down here that maybe I don't want to destroy, but this is just quarter, so I'm gonna chuck the grenade over there, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Gonna land right there. Give me a second. Because it's within 6. I get to use it. Use force check thing.
Okay. That hits and blows up both of them.
One misses.
It was a 1.
Oh, yeah.
It's a 19 because of what I'm doing, but it's still a 1. So
Just half damage.
Yeah, half a 21 still enough to blow them up. Guys don't have a lot of HP.
all right.
It's the reason I felt confident putting this many of them on this map. They are literal cannon fodder.
I'm gonna as I look back, and I would say there's 2 on the other side. I don't see any left on that side. And then that's my turn.
Okay. And it's now Gil's turn.
No, it's someone else's turn. That guy and my turn.
Alright, you hear a much different kind of walking, almost kind of like a weird gallop coming down from the direction where you checked the grenade.
Droid horses.
Let's do this boy down here. And then back around to R2.
No, it's not.
That's the
Okay.
best part about this group. We have 2 fighters, and then 2 we'll do shit when the fighters are doing stuff.
I can't do anything.
Step away.
I literally cannot do anything with
He has
this
support
tight
glass.
corridor.
Okay, these two droids are actually the ones that are standing next to each other off to the side here. And they're both just gonna raise their blasters and prepare to take shots on whoever tries to come out of the hallway that you're in.
Yeah,
Uh,
see, that's why I didn't want to do that. Anything.
Right. Well,
These boys is you. That's you. You are. And now it is Ronnie.
Out of curiosity, one of the severed droid heads, is that like nearby in arm's reach?
Yes.
I'm gonna pick it up, and I'm gonna chuck it out of the room.
Roll a strength check to see if you chuck it far enough.
the whole 5 feet.
Look, we just need to see if I'm actually Mr. Burns in disguise.
Okay. You accurately chuck it down the hallway. And that does actually set off the two droids' prepared actions. They just fire harmlessly at the head.
Yes! Excellent. Would that count as... What exactly would doing that be counted? Is like my move or action?
That'll be an action.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll save my move, so that'll be my turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna have to do this shit. All right.
Hey, I made it easier for you.
Yeah, you know, it is kind of difficult when you're blocking the
Yeah, I
only
know.
exit.
But it's also the reason why you guys haven't taken any fucking damage.
Yeah.
Neither of you.
Hello. Allow me to introduce myself.
Okay, let's see what happens.
And that would be the other reason why I didn't want to get too close.
As he
Wow.
blows up, I pull out my middle finger.
I basically matrix dodge shrapnel.
These floaty boys have not had good luck today. Put them on the wall. That way, everyone wants to get to that square.
Yeah, they get out of their power bank. They realize, oh, today I get to do something! Yay! And boom! From the robot,
Hey,
they see all this nothing. Damn it!
Right, I'm gonna move into the hallway so I attract attention. Since this hallway is off center, I assume I'm actually like fully in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. How big is the small floaty droid? The
They're
explorer
small.
droid.
They're small. They're about like 3 feet tall. Just kind of floating in the air.
Okay. This is a risk, but I kind of want to do it. Actually, no, it's not. Now that I'm in the hallway, can I see what this yellow stuff is? Does it look like machinery in this room?
The yellow is painted floor around some kind of a hole. And the green things appear to be kind of like grates with lights glowing under them.
Okay. I can't prep a grenade because I moved. But I could. No, fuck it. I'm gonna try.
I know, Flux. They do have that slight chance of doing that. That's what we're banking on.
The crit. I'm worried about them exploding.
Well, if they roll high enough on damage and hit you, they will go over the shield.
Yeah, they're 46, so they have a 5% chance to get anything over a 20.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Bly is being an arrogant shit, but me knows for a fact they could actually cause problems.
That's better than the house's chance of winning at blackjack.
Yeah, especially if you actually have a 20. You just know that that dealer has a 21.
Alright, so what are you gonna do?
Eat a
Well,
bean
hold on. I'm
burrito
gonna hold my
sandwich.
turn for if something gets close. Hold an attack if something gets close.
Okay. Gil?
Just stand there.
I mean, there's not really much to do because, again, cramped corridors.
Yeah, no, I especially thought when we saw this place, it would be more of a we're going in, cleaning out rooms, not they're all gonna come to us. Oh, hello, big boy.
And the boy's going to make a shot at you.
He's going to miss.
All right. Guy's going to come up and he's going to take a shot. He's going to miss. That's going to bring us through. I mean, yeah, had you not been like, shooting up the camera and everything and engaging with mysterious cameraman, this would have been a lot slower. But you escalated the situation into he wants you dead.
We pissed off the AI, is what you're telling us.
Too
Essentially.
much. That's why we currently are having our sensory organs blasted with the sounds of
God, what?
It's a much more subdued, like,
Oh, okay, it's the
Kinda,
less annoying one.
Yeah.
Never remember which one it's going to be when it comes to Star Wars. They got a couple.
All right, you gonna do anything in your turn?
I am not.
Okay. The droid top here is gonna shoot at Nia.
All right.
I don't
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
going to be a crit, which is going to go over the shield. Now, here's the question. I also have like multiple ways to deflect and negate and all that. What would your ruling be against the shield? The shield has to go first, then I have to negate it.
Yes.
Okay, so no matter what, the shield's getting dropped down to 15, and I'm going to attempt to deflect.
Hey, maintaining the force shield force power is a standard action.
Oh, it is?
I was like, there's no fucking way you can just get a
Yeah,
flying
I was gonna worry about that after the session, but yeah.
It is? I did not know that. Okay.
I was
It did
wondering
seem a
why it was
little-
so OP.
It did seem a little annoying where it was like, okay.
Yeah, I thought that was a
Like-
little OP.
Not gonna lie, half the reason I made the guy get so angry is because I'm trying to overpower the force ship.
Okay.
I was really pleased. It just takes the whole thing down. Oh no. Back to the funnel.
When a rule the shield's gone, I'm perfectly happy with that.
Yeah, we'll just say that blaster shot took out the shield.
All right. I'm going to then try to deflect it, which with 28 damage is gonna be a tall order. Don't think I got it high enough.
What's the DC for deflecting?
Believe it's the amount of damage done. Let me look real quick.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Deflect. God damn.
Yeah,
it.
you have to. Yeah, the DC is equal to the result of the attack roll you wish to negate.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so you have to make
Better,
it
but
24.
still not enough.
Yeah.
So
All right.
take that damage. Is that my threshold? I'm pretty sure it is.
I'll be used to negate frigate attacks. Good to know. Can't fucking bounce back turbo lasers.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew that one. I was like,
Fire on that Jedi. Wait, what's that coming back? Oh god.
I'm sure somewhere there was an example of that being done by like Yoda would do or something.
You're ready for the fight. You just pull out your big old lightsaber the size of a clock. Ready?
Just baseball swing it.
You ready? I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay,
In,
as the
uh,
battle music starts playing.
In Fallen Order, some of the guns have a force shield, so that the Jedi can't reflect it back at you.
Yeah, no, I take that, and it's over my threshold. So what does that mean?
You go down the condition track.
I'm now -1 on condition track. Right?
It's
Could mean that a bunch of your stuff just dropped by -1.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna hope by putting my condition at -1,
That should take care of it.
it should take care of that on the sheet.
Yep, it does.
He's gonna wait, and droid number 2 there is going to shoot. He's gonna miss.
Whoosh.
Brings us to Splody Boy. He's not close enough, and he doesn't want to get near the other robots, so he's going to stay back. And that brings us to Marani.
Alright. I'm going to move down to here. Like, use the wall here as like a form of cover. Behind this. Right there. Yeah. And
Wait, how'd you get around?
I was literally... I'll show you exactly how I went.
Yeah, you can move through teammates.
I forgot that you can.
Yeah, you can move through teammates.
I'm being dumb.
Yep. And just gonna say, just as a quick reaction, grenade to your left, I shoot right. And I'm gonna try and shoot this droid here.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna toss an ion grenade, an EMP grenade or whatever over there.
Nope.
There's a dude on the left that's immediately going to go boom when his turn comes around.
His turn is coming up next.
You just came into a nice little smear for him.
So that's a miss. And as prophesied and ordained, Splody Boy comes over here and explodes.
Tactics ready.
Oh. It actually hits.
Hits.
It's
So that's
not my threshold, that's good. Yep, that's what damage threshold is. Alright.
so I'm low. I should mention.
I think you should chuck the grenade and go back.
Considering I took 28. Or 28 was right.
Mhm.
Yep.
If we're going by that the hit took out the shield, you would have only taken 8. Unless we're going by the shield was already gone when the hit hit you.
Yeah, we're going by the hit to got the shield.
Oh, okay.
You would have only taken 8. You said you take what goes over the shield.
Okay. And
Oh, then he's not down the condition.
I'm,
Yeah,
track.
you're not.
I'm not super low then.
He's still
No, I'm still down the condition track.
Why?
I wouldn't be, would I?
No.
He still would have taken presumably 20 damage from the explosion and that crit, but
It's fine.
I feel like shouldn't be fun. I feel like that should be at least a chunk of your health.
It is the 8 plus 12, 20. So I'm down to
Okay, yeah.
down to 44 now. I have a total of 64.
It's getting rough. You should use a dark side power.
It's time to start force lightning these drones.
I'm gonna move action an ion nade, and then I'm tossing it over here at these two.
Okay.
This
I
time.
believe does double damage to them because they're ion weakness.
Most droids are.
Just normal damage because Ion gets cut in half, and then the Ion vulnerability.
damage?
Normal.
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah, Ion vulnerability just makes it essentially normal damage. Yeah.
It's badly worded.
I wrote it down here. Damage threshold met on cybernetics droid or electronics -2. -5 if brought to 0. I don't know why that matters if brought to 0, but
Technically, they're just disabled. They aren't destroyed like normal.
Yeah, that's good point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if they have soft reset or something, then they can come back in 2 turns.
Humans, or unlike most living creatures, droids almost have something special. Usually, can't come back until they're repaired.
Soft reset allows for that.
Okay.
Does it look like this one's sparking at all? Do I know if the if he went down the condition track?
So yeah, he's kind of spazzing out a little bit. His motor seems to be having a bit of a tick now, but he seems operational still.
All right. I'm gonna see.
Is that your turn?
Have we've seen enough of these boys to estimate what their travel speed is yet?
I mean, you've seen some of them. You haven't really seen anyone make full movements, but I mean, if you're really that curious, just tell you they all have 6.
Okay. Well, then I'll stay where I am instead of backing up a bit closer to this end. All right.
Kill.
I think I need to get involved. Gil's gonna. Gil's gonna just peek around the corner and toss a grenade at this guy.
Okay.
Which I use on. I really should set up a roll for him.
Reminds me, I've got to actually mark off in my inventory.
I think that probably hits.
That does hit.
3 frag. 3 ion now.
And that takes him out. Lead off the track, you stupid thing. Alright, and is that your turn?
Yep.
Oh. Do we hear him as he walks in? Goes, "How are you not fucking dead?"
Yeah, you hear him as he jetpacks around the corner. A little too far out, I think. Alright, that's his turn. And Wardroid is going to try and shoot Fury, actually, this time, who's in partial cover.
Now, partial cover, that would be like a -3 or -2.
There's a +5 to your reflex.
Oh, +5 then. Oh, that's a miss completely.
Okay. And it brings us around to R2.
Well,
Zartu could make another plea for, we've killed quite a lot. You could just, surrender now.
No attack, move, attack, so.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on around the corner, but
Go in screaming about death to organics and they'll accept you.
I'm going
Big kid, that buddy's
to.
organic, save me.
I'm going to go down, take a quick look while I'm crossing over and go there. to assess the situation, and that's my turn.
Turn off your sensors. Go in shouting this statement is false.
Most droids have
Basic
paradox.
protections.
Yeah,
Like again, these dudes are running on like basic DOS.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Who knows what they have? They're still worried about Y2K, guys.
I don't know if my firm will be able to roll over the new calendar year.
Not ready for that galactic update.
Yeah, I mean, how many times I've seen the same year?
You know what?
Calendar's rolled over so many times.
The calendar changes these droids had to deal with. They got that worked out real soon.
Uh,
I mean, it's like 7 of the Thuthian calendar, right? The what? Oh God, what year is it?
The great mighty Fufian still not on the throne.
hey, you make a joke about it, but we actually have a problem coming up again in 2038 with the same shit.
uh,
I think we would have set the thing out further when we corrected for Y2K.
no,
Well, no, that it's more of a bit overflow scenario with most things that were essentially set to track things.
yeah.
It's literally the problem of the amount of bits used for the date is about to roll back in the 2038.
Gary?
Okay, I'm going to try and blast this dude.
Which one?
Actually, wait. Actually, I'm going to try and shoot the suicide drone actually instead.
Your mistake. Just like watching a Jedi get blown.
Well, the
24
Jedi
with
was
31.
good.
Yeah, that actually kills him, which sets off his self-destruct. But nothing's near him, so it doesn't really do anything.
Should have aimed at that other one. Oh well.
Oh shit, he's within 12. I could still do it. All right. I know what I'm doing next turn.
It's now Bly's turn.
All right, so he's an object to me.
No, he is a droid.
R2 standing right there, dude.
Yeah, really.
All right. Okay. I'm going to try and lift this with move object and slam it into this one,
And it's already floating.
which for this one I must the use of force check must pass its will defense. For this one it must beat its reflex defense. Yeah, it's 12 for move object.
Okay, so I was still sorting out the new droid's initiatives. So what the fuck? It's one again. I know what you're doing. You're slamming one into the other. So what's the rules?
I need to make a use of force check. It needs to beat its will, and then it beats its reflex.
Okay.
Don't roll a 1.
Let me see. You know what? I'm also going to use a force point on this one to increase the damage dealt. I
Okay.
really hope I don't roll a 1 after using a force point and all this other stuff. 27.
Okay. You more than beat the will.
Okay. I don't think it's a second roll. The same roll.
Okay. Yeah, that beats the other guy's reflex. So what's the damage?
Well, before he explodes, because he also takes the damage as a creature, as a droid, it's going to be, that was a 20 what? 27?
Yep.
25. That'll be 8d6 damage. So I used the force point. $29 damage.
Is that the both of them?
Yes.
Okay, that just straight up takes them both out.
What? I don't get the explosion taking him out in the end.
No, the explosion still goes off, but he was already dead by then.
Mm.
You just slamming them into each other took them out before the explosion went out.
Okay.
Huh.
All right, and now it's Gil's turn.
Peek around, take 2 shots at this guy.
Okay.
$18.
Yes, that does hit.
19 damage then. That's my turn.
Oh, shit, it's still alive.
Yeah, no, the war droid we took out earlier had a lot too.
I guess meta question just to visualize these guys. Do these guys have their shields, KOTOR?
No, they don't.
Okay.
I checked for that too, but they don't get the shields. All right, he's now twitching a lot more than he was, and smoking a bit, which brings us to his turn, and he's going to fire at the Jedi.
That would be a miss. Wait, no. Now I'm -1 on the condition track. That would be a hit. I'm gonna.
Why are you -1, dude?
I thought we agreed that I would still take a negative to the condition track.
No,
If
you didn't take enough damage.
8 damage, then 12 damage. None of those are. What's your damage threshold? 12.
No, it's 20.
Okay.
Yeah, then
No, then it doesn't hit.
R2.
Okay. Having assessed the situation and having hearing the explosion happen over here, knowing that there's the droid there, this goes against my self-preservation, but it being alive also goes against my self-preservation. Kind of a paradox there. So I'm going to get up to here, and I'm going to shoot him with my gun.
All right, shoot the bang bang.
That was a shitty roll.
It's dead.
It was.
Yay!
You guys are screwed when 50 of the boom bots come around that corner.
So many boombots. Boombots dead. This droid is very much alive.
I would be remiss to mention if there's quite a lot more of them, we may want to pick this up next week. I mean, not next week, next time.
Yeah, hang on quickly. Assessing who's alive out of the stuff. Bot comes around the corner. Alright, that brings us to Marani's turn.
Blasting the boom bot
Okay. Boombot goes boom. See, no, wait. No, I don't think Boombot does go boom. You only rolled a 12.
Yep.
Boombot does not go boom.
Wait, did that miss?
Yeah.
Yep.
You only rolled a
missed.
12.
And he continues on his majestic run like the orc at Helm's Deep.
Alright. And he's going to shoot the droid.
Ah, shit.
You are a traitor to your kind.
Let's see. That's my reflex, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that misses.
Okay.
I'm a dexterous motherfucker.
Darkeyes' turn.
Or Boomba.
And we're back at the new top of the order with this boy. So, hang on. Alright.
Was, just for the record, was that the leader?
No.
No,
We don't.
Damn it. I
not
wasted
that
it.
you know of.
You, DJ, just Disco Jet. He was actually coming here to help us, and you just blew him up. Oh, thank God, humans! Oh no!
I'm so sorry, DJ Quack Quack.
My jetpack, I'm here to help you. Oh God, why?
What's that roll for?
That was an initiative for one of the other droids. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
most of the droids currently still alive are on the initiative tracker. We can either stop here, or we can go through the end of combat.
I think stopping might be for the best.
That's a lot of droids.
I just wanted to quickly remember to roll up the initiative of the next closest droid that activates. We're almost through them though. You've almost got all of them turned on. There's only There's only like 4 or 5 that haven't come online yet. They're all slowly coming up towards you.
Sucks, but I can't help but notice that a lot of what's left is the big boys.
That just means you've gotten rid of all the small fries. For the most part.
And we've done pretty well.
Assuming all the small fries should be online. Oh, online. Oh, they're not. Okay. Turn on. Everybody should be turning on. And I think that just leaves basically essentially the boss and the last couple guys before him that haven't come online yet because they won't come online until you get people.
Want to try that again? You broke up real bad.
Yeah, I said that finishes turning on all the guys that are going to come at you until you go deeper.
Okay.
Essentially, the only thing left that won't come on until later is the area set up for where essentially the boss is.
I have to write that down for next time. Can't fuck up like that again. Force shield.
Yeah, okay. Only these guys down here that go after. Yeah, that's what should.
Honestly, if there's gonna be too much more coming, Blythe's gonna advise us to retreat for a bit and let it either have them come back to us during the death corridor or something. A lot of them. Well, that was fun.
Yep.
I was hoping we could finish killing them off and getting our next level, but okay.
Yeah, these things happen.